neighbor, he doesn't like ugly. I'm telling you, neighbor, because he has done so much for that country, which is our country. Because I'm a Jamaican and I love my country. And this is how the people reward him by giving him 34 seats. How is he going to govern the country? He has no muscle in parliament per se, because he doesn't have a 2/3 majority. When in the back in the days under the PNP administration, neighbor, I can tell you, walking on the road is like you're walking in hell, because there is no road for you to walk. The poverty is, and oh my God, this prime minister has bring poverty down, bring crime down, and Jamaican, this is what we do yesterday. This is how we return a government that is performing for a third term with 34 seats. Jamaican who do that, look at Portland, oh my God, neighbor, when I don't steal it from me. Let me tell you, all of the MP that lose, I feel it for them too. But I'm telling you, neighbor, I feel it for Mrs. Barnes. I feel it for that lady. It's so nice. I don't know her like that, but I follow her on my page and see how she have lost her seat, and look who she lost it to. Look who she lost it to. What could have gone in Jamaican minds? You don't want good, brother. You don't see the country developing, and this is what you do. You go against you own for a British white guy who make promises to you. PNP has wrecked the country.
All right, sir.
But I would say, Mr. Holness,
yes.
Mr. Holness, whenever you is Prime Minister, I love you. I love you so much. Stay safe, my brother. Stay safe, neighbor. Stay safe.
God bless you, sir. Take care of yourself, all right? Oh, boy, I tell you, listeners, it's painful for some people. Let us take a little break here. To listen to each other. Yeah, the emotions are mixed this morning, but we have to listen to each other, all right? Some people are hurting, others are happy. There is a mood in Jamaica this morning that somehow, you know, we have not done well as a nation. Nonetheless, let us call it as it is. The Jamaica Labour Party retained government. Yes, it's a significant reduction in their number of seats, but those are the facts. Kim, are you through?
Yes, sir. All I'm saying, they need to look in the South Manchester seat. They need to. I don't know how they do their thing, but they need to look into that.
Yes. Pull the team together over there, and I'm sure that this morning here. Have you spoken to Mr. Ives yet?
No, sir. I haven't spoken to him. So I'm actually getting ready to go by the office. And,
the office in Foros?
And no, the one in Newport, I'll be going.
Okay. Yeah. And listen, Mr. Ives can be quite proud. He came in late.
Yes.
Yeah. And only lost by just over 600 votes. Against Peter Bunting, ma'am. He almost did it.
All right, sir. For the spoil ballots, though, once it's confirmed, those should be deducted from the 600, right?
No, what happens is that you have rejected and you have spoiled. I'm not so sure whether the ballots were rejected or they were spoiled. Because if they were spoiled, I don't know how you know that.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Are you understanding me?
Yeah.
I don't know how you know that they were spoiled. Were you at the counting?
Sir, we're the ones to travel behind the supervisor, the cluster supervisor.
Let's make sure that we clear it up for the listeners. So a rejected ballot is rejected in the center when you go to vote. Let's say that the person who marked the X reports that they made a mistake. That's a rejected ballot. Okay. Not spoiled, rejected. What are you saying? That there were rejected ballots?
Sir, I don't know.
Rejected ballots are not put in the box, you know.
Oh, so I guess those would have been rejected then, because it's the
They
indoor
are not
indoor
put in the
agent.
box. They are not put in the box for counting. They are placed
Right.
in an envelope.
So those would have been the one that indoor agent mentioned that would have been there. The ones, I don't know if you call it spoiled or rejected or whatever. Those are the ones that would have
no,
errors.
ma'am, it's not whether I call it spoiled or rejected. We want to make sure that the people listening understands that if the ballot is rejected, both the PNP and the Labour Party people in the room know it, and it is placed in an envelope.
That's the one that was discussed among everyone. So I don't know what that one would have called. So
Those
it's not
are
the one
not
that would have been whatever privately or anything. It would have been the one that was, but because of the EOJ worker, it's like you go to the. So be kind of confused because they're trying to tell you something, but you're so arrogant that you're not listening. You understand? So them look at something that get me frustrated, and I wonder if you work for such man. So we need it we just need them to go back over it. So
yes,
so
ma'am. All right.
Yeah.
one that the EOJ them take side to, and a side not for the pandis, you know. The thing for the correct way, the legal way. You get me? And some of the EOJ them move like say a side thing. So that's all. I mean, I don't know about nobody else, but South Manchester, I need them for look into South Manchester. Mr. Ian Ives for a running MP, he has done. We can't even because I've been on the road for 4 weeks straight by going.
No, ma'am.
You understand what I'm saying?
And I understand how you feel.
So I'm a bit frustrated. I just need them to look into South Manchester. That's it.
Yeah. I just want to say that South Manchester, Manchester Southern constituency, I'm over 40 years old, and that constituency has been traditionally a PNP seat. Remember that during COVID, a lot of seats flipped to the JLP, right? Usually, when elections are done right, we have a close elections, and Manchester predominantly is a PNP parish. Manchester Southern is a PNP constituency. So, seeing that this is a close election, and also seeing that the work done in that constituency is nothing to write home about. As I said, I travel all over that constituency, and my car can also tell you the truth. I don't think it's a surprise that Peter Bunting reclaimed that seat for the PNP.
Not only that, but considering the swing to the PNP, because there was a swing. You don't win 15 seats, and there's no swing to you. That's not. I'm surprised. There's no surprise that Southern would have gone back to the PNP, as is Westmoreland and Hanover, Southern St. James, and all these seats that are traditionally strong PNP seats. Even the one out in St. Thomas, with a swing like this to the PNP, those seats are sure win.
Can I explain?
The reason why.
Sorry. Let me explain. I was an indoor neighbor, not in this election.
Kim gone.
Kim, at the end of the night when the poll station is closed, right?
No, we're not hearing her.
You're not hearing me?
Internet, we're not hearing your call. No.
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Yeah, I'm saying at the end of the night, right? When the door is closed, they open the box and everybody's there, and they open the paper, and we will see, and everybody will see if it's a good one or if it's a bad one. If like, what if one Labour right, one PNP, one say good, one says not, then the supervisor there, they will have a better look at it and then they will decide. But once we see a spoiled thing, it can't go in. Because remember, Labour right in there and PNP. So me a Labour right and Missy spoiled. No, that can't go in. That's spoiled. You understand? So once I don't think they count the spoiled one. You understand what I'm saying? But once it's open and we all verify that it's okay. And if it's spoiled, they take it out and they tear it up and it can't go. So that's what I know about, because I was an indoor agent. So I don't know about anything else otherwise from that.
All right, ma'am.
Good day, neighbor.
Good morning, Labour right? How you doing, sir?
I'm here, neighbor. I'm here.
Remember, you can't pass through and don't see me, you know.
I told you that, neighbor. I told you that. Hold on. Who's talking?
Sorry, Scratchy. Me just want to say one quick thing before me have to come off. Actually, I didn't want to say it quickly before me jump off. You know, I was just calling neighbor to just say, you know, the win last night for us, for me, is a bittersweet. Because I really end up learning a lot about the country. I really learned a lot about the country through what happened last night. I've always heard the saying that this place is PNP country. I'm tempted to believe it because there's no way the government should
the evidence doesn't point to that.
No, let me say, I'm gonna get the clarification, but let me just say what I was thinking. The reason why I'm saying that is that there's no way a government should have done the amount of work, the performance level that it did, and had it this close to had to fight so hard to win this election and to win it by such a slim margin. And the reason why I'm saying that, I believe if the performance that we have gotten from the Andrew Holness government over the last 9 years, if we had gotten that from a PNP government, it would have been a foregone conclusion. I believe that somehow in our minds, we are so partisan that we turn a blind eye to what is actually good for us. And that is why sometimes I say Jamaica really fights against their own self. Because when I look at what some of the work, some of the input that has been done, I mean, I can understand with a few of the Labour Party persons probably losing their seat. I could see that probably coming. But in terms of Adelroy slowly, I don't get it. Anne-Marie Vaz, I don't get it. And I can have 3 non-performers who were voted out of their constituency in the last election and go back to other constituencies with their record and were triumphant over performers. Then it tells you that where I'm getting that from, to say that the people just want their people, or who they consider their people. And it's confusing to me. I was listening to last night, I was thinking of whether to come up, but I said I can't come up because my thoughts were all over the place, because it just does not make sense, neighbor. The level of work this Andrew Holness government has put in, even if we lost some seats, I don't think going back to Parliament with this razor-thin majority was justice for what the Labour Party has done.
What I will say to you, Oshie, is that Jamaica has a 2-party system. That is one of the third parties featured yesterday. Realized that none of the third parties even featured and will not feature in Jamaican politics. So, you know, the NDM got 30,000 votes, never won 1 seat. Bruce Golding lost his seat in Central St. Catherine because he switched to the NDM. This 2-party democracy that we have divides the country equally. Quite frankly, you know, there are really about 25 seats in Jamaica that determines elections. And so what you see here is the reality of the Jamaican political system. I don't think it is a rejection of performance necessarily. I think the point needs to be made that in this democracy, both of these major political parties have support across the country.
You're 100% correct, neighbor.
Sufficient for them to win an election.
You're 100%.
And I read this different. Had the Labour Party not performed last year, they would have not won this election.
Exactly.
The razor-thin majority you see is
It's the reality.
exactly because of the performance.
It is the reality of what the political
The
landscape
reality
is.
of the political system in Jamaica that
Yes.
we face. And let me tell you this. The 90s, which saw the PNP winning in 1989, when Mr. Siaga won that landslide, it was clearly an ideological war. By 1980. By 1983, the PNP was back. By 1989, the PNP won a landslide. Since that time, the elections we have had were lopsided, and were unfair. Any fair election happening in Jamaica is going to be closer, going to be close. When you look at Westmoreland, Hanover, Southern St. James, Manchester, Eastern Portland, Eastern St. Thomas, these are PNP bastions. And I want to make up a second point before Scratchy comes in, that the COVID election of 2020 was an anomaly. The people of Jamaica undergoing a pandemic kept the government. Many of them because they were fearful. Many of them because they felt that Holness was managing things well and should continue taking them through the pandemic. And of course, Peter Phillips and the PNP was divided. Yes, Scratchy, go ahead.
I definitely agree with your neighbor. I don't look at it as a rejection towards government, neighbor. Neighbor, when you look at these seats that we won in 2020, neighbor, that is a seat that has been voting PNP for over 30 years, neighbor. We won it in a by-election, and then we won it in an anomaly election. Now, the real test came, and we didn't pull through. Look at a Eastern St. Thomas, neighbor, the same with a Michelle Charles. PNP bastion. It's not like we lost any seats that were Jamaica Labour Party seats that we can say about. The good thing out of this election, neighbor, that I want person to realize is, we kept, neighbor, right now, we can safely say that Central Manchester will be Labour straight and Northern Trelawney will be Labour straight, because we have got those seats over a two-third majority, and those two young ladies will definitely carry on those seats. So we have a lot to be proud of. Last night I was a bit sad too, but when I wake up this morning, I look at the results, neighbor.
Yes.
We have a lot to be proud of, neighbor. And when I look at it from a...
Listen to me, Scratchy. The Jamaica Labour Party, for the first time in history, has won a third term.
Exactly.
First time.
And that is the most sentimental thing that we should
First
celebrate
time.
and look at.
If this was PNP country, sir, that couldn't happen.
Yes, it's not PNP country.
And I want you to understand this too, Scratchy. They won it against all odds.
All odds.
The media against them. Propaganda. You know that yesterday, sir, something came out purporting to be coming from the Gleaner.
I saw it.
That Andrew Holness is to be arrested.
I saw it.
And charged.
I saw it.
Whilst people were going to the polls to vote, a report came out purporting to coming from the Gleaner that the Prime Minister is to be charged. I wonder how you think those things affect vote. Guys, I think you have all right this morning to feel a little sad, but I'm going to tell you the truth. This reflects the performance of Holness. And had Holness not been on the ballot yesterday, sir, the party would have been wiped out.
And definitely, neighbor, if it wasn't for Holness as a neighbor, the party would have been wiped out, neighbor. And I can say to neighbor that if this election had called earlier, neighbor, the party would have also been wiped out.
Yeah, I tell you the truth, sir. If Holness was not on the ballot last night, you'd be looking at probably a 50-10 this morning here.
I understand. I'm going to jump off now. You're actually reach work.
And when you look at the numbers in the neighbor, when you compare, Give me a feedback or what do you? Yeah, neighbor. When you look at the numbers, neighbor, when you compare the Jamaica Labour Party numbers, neighbor, compared to 2020 numbers, neighbor, you see where the Jamaica Labour Party numbers they really don't shift that much, but we see where the People's National Party has gained on the 2020 numbers to prove that
And
it
they
was
said it.
definitely
They
an
said it.
anomaly.
They said that their people are going to come back and vote for them.
And they did, neighbor. And when you
And
look
they
at also
did.
this election, neighbor, I think one of the groups that really send a strong message to the Jamaica Labour neighbor, the seniors came out in support of the People's National Party in this election.
Uh-huh.
The senior citizens of Jamaica neighbor came out in support of the People's National Party in
I
this
saw them.
election. And I think the Jamaica Labour Party neighbor, we need to revisit how we do our campaign. Yes, young people are important neighbor, but I think that sometimes when we bank on them and we talk so highly of them, we're turning off the whole of voters. And that was the case in Eastern St. Thomas where Michelle Charles managed to lose that seat because you have a constituency.
But you know, Scratchy, when we started on this program, we said it. I said it that Charles' mode of campaigning was not cutting it.
Exactly.
And the labor rights attacked me at that time and said I must leave Michelle Charles alone. She's quite okay. She was going to win. Well, she was the first seat last night that the Labour Party lost.
And the next thing I would like to say, neighbor, all the persons who flew down, neighbor, fly down to come and vote for the Jamaica Labour Party, neighbor, and the first time voters, neighbor, is these persons who Labour Party last night, you know.
What were you saying to me?
Neighbor, the persons who fly down to come and vote, neighbor, and the persons who are first-time voters, not persons who just turned 18 or 19, persons who might be in them adult age, but they have never voted before or they don't normally participate. These are the persons who saved Labour Party last night, neighbor. A lot of cohorted Labour rights did not vote. I don't know what going on in these constituency, neighbor, but there was a breakdown from a constituency level in this election. I don't know if because of resources, persons wanted resources and didn't get it and they don't go up and vote, but neighbor, it is clear as day that a lot of persons who would have expected our traditional supporters, they didn't go up and vote yesterday. It is the foreigners, neighbor.
Do you think, Scratchy, that they felt comfortable that Holness had this lock, so they're not bad to go vote? Did you see complacency was there?
While what I saw, neighbor, I saw not any great form of complacency, neighbor, but I saw where persons wanted to be tokenized to go out and vote, neighbor.
Oh.
I saw where persons were resistant, put it up resistance to vote because they didn't get certain tokens or whatever they were asking for. And I think the People's National Party, neighbor, they came with some strategy, neighbor. Whether we want to say if it's fear or it's not, it's love or war, neighbor. That's all it's fear in love or warfare. The PNP did came politicking in some of these constituencies and some of the results that we see. But Labour Party, neighbor, candidates dropped the ball on the day, neighbor. When you look at the campaign in the neighbor, the campaign has been so wonderful. Why was the campaign so wonderful, neighbor? The campaign was being done from a marketing team. When you go now on election day now, neighbor, that marketing team had to step aside. Your machine had to come in play now. The machine fail on the day in a lot of these constituencies, either by granting the resources or whatever they fail.
It is clear, Scratchy, that the PNP targeted these 18 seats. That
Exactly.
They win.
Exactly, neighbor. The PNP targeted them.
And that's where they focus their resources. So yes. So when I see, for example, and you know, Casey, Scratchy, we have to big up Casey, you know. We have to big up Casey. Because when you look at Casey's what Casey has taught us over the last 6 months and how the PNP need to win. It is exactly how the map is showing, Case, Scratchy.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean,
because the PNP sweep Manchester, as he said, and St. Mary, and picked up Juliet Holness, they would have won. That's what Casey said.
Neighbor, they would have won, neighbor, and if Rhoda didn't stand firm and Tova last night, neighbor, it would have been trouble. It would have been trouble, neighbor, and I must say that Tova and Rhoda, they both run a wonderful campaign, neighbor. We saw the result. Neighbor, I'm telling you, neighbor, there was a breakdown in the machinery and the day in a lot of these constituencies. The candidates didn't have a control of what go on. I saw candidates calling, asking for numbers and persons couldn't give numbers at certain time, neighbor. That's madness. There's a breakdown. And it cost the election because what? All along, neighbor, the marketing team was carrying the party with throughout the campaign and everything. And one time now the marketing team couldn't do nothing now. The marketing team job was done. Because the marketing team can't market, people come out and go put the ballot. It was on the ground and they fail. That's where we lose it. That's where we lose 14, 15 seats on the ground. It's not on a national issue we lose those seats, neighbor. We lose those seats for personal issues with candidates and mediocre style on the day.
Yes. And look at Crystal Lisa winning by over 562 votes. Brilliant work from Crystal Lee.
Brilliant work from Crystal Lee, neighbor. Brilliant work from Crystal Lee.
Many people are saddened by Anne-Marie Vaz because although we know that Portland Eastern is normally ticked off by the PNP, many felt that she really loved those people there. What happened over there?
All right, with Anne-Marie now, neighbor, looking at Anne-Marie, you can see that Anne-Marie is someone who genuinely loves the people, neighbor. But again, neighbor, Portland Eastern, neighbor, next constituency, neighbor. If you drive through that constituency, neighbor, you see a whole lot of senior citizens live in that constituency as well, neighbor. And those seniors came out yesterday in support of the People's National Party. And to be fair and to Anne-Marie, neighbor, Anne-Marie was fried with her husband fat.
Oh.
Anne-Marie didn't do nothing wrong, neighbor. Whatever hate her is on Anne-Marie is because of her husband. And that is what the Eastern Portland used against Anne-Marie yesterday. Her husband.
Explain a little bit more here so for me, Scratchy. Never heard that.
Well, when I say no, neighbor, when I say her husband, neighbor, if you look at the profile of Mr. Daryl Vaz, I mean, the whole thing going on between him and the boss argument, he and the PNP is basically in a tit for tat, you know, his popularity, his style, how he behave, how he go on, you know. Even a previous video you saw we were an altercation with him and some PNP persons.
Oh yes, very
he's
nice.
Strong on his side, but his wife is a very good candidate, very good candidate neighbor, very good member of parliament. But there are some resistance or some hatred towards her as a result of who is her partner. And I think that kind of played a part in her loss yesterday in Eastern Portland.
Scratchy, Norman Dunn over in St. Mary's Southeastern. What happened to Dr. Dunn there? We were hearing that this one is going to be tight, that Dunn has dropped the ball there somehow. What happened to Norman Dunn there, sir? 11 votes.
Dr. Dunn now, neighbor. Dr. Dunn won that seat through a by-election, neighbor. And then he came to 2020 again, another anomaly. This is a real election now, 2025. I don't think that Dr. Dunn, neighbor, for a candidate who has been in place for so long, neighbor, Dr. Dunn started to campaign like he got the seat, like he was placed in the seat 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. So I think that's where Dr. Dunn falter. Dr. Dunn wasn't on the ground even before time to the election, neighbor. And I think that kind of sent a message to his voters, especially in Cassiton, neighbor. I think he should have pushed Cassiton more. I didn't get that from him. And I think but he definitely need a chance to go to a recount and see what can happen.
Yeah, and Bobby Montague, Scratchy, he was underwater, but recovered and came through last night big. The PNP targeted this seat as their path. Bobby shrugged them off.
I mean, at one point, neighbor, remember persons were saying they are not seeing Bobby. We're not seeing Bobby's in the latter part of the campaign. We started to see Bobby come forward on the platforms. Bobby knew he was under the water, neighbor. The numbers were showing it. But what did Bobby do? Bobby did what any sensible person would do, my neighbor. Anyone who understands campaigning, understand election. He went in the ground, neighbor. He went to the setups. He went to the 9 nights. He was on the ground maybe day and night, morning, noon and night, talking to the people and pleading his cause with them, letting them know that this is going to happen, that is going to happen. Don't watch what happened last year. And I think they believed in him and they came around, and hence Bobby came out and become victorious. And I think a lot of other member of parliament or candidates should have taken this route that Bobby took, neighbor, and spend some time trying to seek some form of sympathy or love from their constituents.
And finally, in this segment, Scratchy, we want you to talk to us about some other seats. But Homer Davis over there in St. James Southern, no surprises here.
No surprise, neighbor. Homer Davis, a very boring candidate, neighbor. No style, a very, very, I mean, going up against and Nikisha Burchell. despite neighbor, what we see, neighbor, style have a lot to do with politics, neighbor, as a candidate, neighbor. The
Yes.
style have a lot to do with it, neighbor. You can win an election against a certain candidate because you might be more attractive or have more style than that candidate, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're a great member of parliament. Or next person can come, neighbor, who have more style and attractiveness than you. And I think Nikisha Birchall, neighbor, she came with some form of style and attractiveness that basically work on the people down there in that constituency. Omar Davis, neighbor, I don't think he used up the resources around him as well, neighbor. You have a minister of security, you have a mayor for the parish, you have a minister of tourism. I don't think Omar. I think Omar should have came out stronger down there, neighbor. There was time enough for Omar to push through. But again, neighbor, this is something for a lot of these persons, neighbor, to reflect on and look on going forward. Understand that when they get a seat, that is not a safe seat, neighbor. You just have to work, and when it's a work, neighbor, not just necessarily putting in pipes and roads and whatever. Sometimes it's a work, neighbor. Work on your relationship with the persons in the constituency.
Let me tell you something. You see, Scratchy. I think a lot of these people need to sit with Mr. Warmington and learn a few lessons. Warmington, Scratchy, is a love-hate relationship that you may have with him. But let me tell you this, Scratchy. Any Thursday you come to Old Harbor, you don't need an appointment. You just walk right in, and there is Mr. Warmington in his constituency. Even when he was a cabinet minister, Scratchy, you have to connect with your people.
Have to.
You
That
have to
is
connect.
sorry, that is true. And also, right, Miss Warmington, him help everybody. Him tell us that once you vote, whether you're a PMP or whether you're a Labourite, once you vote, he will help you. He help anybody. He don't care. You come, you vote, you vote, yes, okay. One thing with him. One thing with him.
And I can tell you this, Scratchy. Warmington is going to be immortalized in this constituency. He will not lose it. The people in his constituency will tell you in feisty, in honor manners, but when it comes on to doing the work of an MP, you know that any other MP could have lost yesterday. Warmington.
Exactly. He would have lost.
Warmington, when Warmington put up to him banner, you know, put on your Holness on it, you know. When you look at Warmington billboard down here, you know, and a one him put up, you know, right in office, you know, put up no other in the constituency, you know. It's just him the funny. One Warming. Because guess what? Him they have to vote for.
Yeah.
Him no want go to parliament make people say, boy, a Holness make me win. Him want to remain feisty and remain as he is, him win him seat for himself. Mr. Scratchy, I think somebody like Michelle Charles should really learn some things about how you represent people.
Good morning, neighbor. I had a question.
You are from the diaspora, sir. Good morning.
1 minute, the diaspora. And with Michelle Charles' neighbor. Yeah, something I wonder, the neighbor. Neighbor, her father, neighbor, didn't do her no justice. Neighbor, you can't have an election 2 days ago, you run people off a land.
And put it on social media, sir.
And your daughter name is on the candidate? Is that your daughter name is on the ballot?
The man gone down there, the old man. Yeah? God said people come off a land. What Mr. Charles can I answer?
Yeah, but you must not run people off a land 2 days before election and you look them people your vote.
Can you imagine? When I saw that, I said that no wonder they are losing there. Because we don't know where Mr. Charles.
I don't know what kind of style like Mr. Charles go do.
Yeah. Anyway, let's hear from the diaspora, man. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I spoke about it
on the island of Jamaica. I congratulate everybody. Congratulations to everybody. Only question I have, is it declared that Mr. Holness is still the Prime Minister?
The Labour Party won the elections last night, sir. So by virtue of that, the Governor General is going to invite him to form an election. Once the official counts are done today, he will form a government. He will be invited to form a new government. Yes, a new government.
Okay, and then that means like similar to in America, he's sitting in the seat as the head of state, but then the House majority is PNP.
No. The Jamaica Labour Party will have the majority in Parliament. That's why Holness will form the government. It's the majority party that forms the government. You need 32 seats to win. He has 34.
Okay. So as for Mr. Golding, he's out of the race?
No, sir. He's the leader of opposition. Okay. So right now, there is really no leader of opposition. I don't know if he will be the leader of opposition when the parliament reconvenes. That depends on the party, on the PNP. Because he may resign. Huh?
Exactly. He's just the leader of the PNP right now.
Right. He may resign.
Yes, he may resign.
So this was just an election for people to go to the big one.
To what?
For the politicians for the various parties, this was an election to get the main nominees who are going to go forward for the main election?
So it's a parliamentary system we have, sir, where there are constituencies. And in each constituencies, there are candidates from each side. And the people are asked to choose that candidate. Okay. The party that wins the majority of those candidates forms the government.
And thus far, it's been whom?
As of this morning, the Jamaica Labour Party, they have retained 34 of those candidates and the PNP 29. So the party with the majority is a party that will be invited by the Governor General to form a government.
Okay, I understood. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And that is what is called, sir, the executive. Okay? The executive. That's the cabinet.
Thank you.
So on the dissolution of parliament, the executive remains until a new one is appointed. So all ministers are out of a job.
Until a new government is formed.
Which Holness is doing as we speak.
Well understood. Thank you so much, neighbor.
I'm so glad that Tovia and Rhoda is still a part of this government going forward. I'm so happy that they keep the job, because neighbor, a lot of persons are gonna feel away the neighbor to lose.
I think what Holness needs to do is to put Rhoda in the cabinet, sir, and concretize central Manchester. Did you hear Mr. Holness last night saying that he's going for a 4th term, sir? The party?
Yes, I heard him.
Well, this is interesting, and this is the type of news that I think media don't pick up in Jamaica. The man clearly stated that the Jamaica Labour Party starts the campaign for a 4th term this morning. Imagine that.
Yes, I heard him.
Yeah, and I think you know, Scratchy, that if the Labour Party gets their act together, especially with this $32,000 income tax increase, they may very well win a 4th term, you know.
I mean, yes, neighbor, I think they can definitely win a 4th term. They have 34 constituencies, neighbor. They just need to solidify themselves in majority of these other constituencies that they are not as strong. Just try to continue to be strong.
Hold the 34 and try and pick up another 4 or 5.
Yeah, but at this point, neighbor, I am not. What would I say? I am not energized by anything. If this government, if Andrew will come and put minimum wage of 100,000 a month, neighbor, election is going to be the same, neighbor.
Not change.
Election is never change. Andrew will come and say 100,000 a day, neighbor.
Yes. You know, Scratchy, the history of Jamaica is on display here, you know. We are not a people necessarily, Scratchy, that look at issues and make determinations on those. We're tribalists, sir.
Very, very, very much so, neighbor.
Tribalism is deep in our culture. And you know, Mr. Pattis was right. It's the two tribes are perpetually at war, Scratchy.
Exactly. And it's always be like this, neighbor.
Yeah, I think so. Kenisha? Kenisha?
Yes.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you doing?
I can't say.
You can't say how you're doing?
No, I'm really I'm in America. I'm a laborite. I'm from Central Kingston.
Oh,
I'm very down for 2 seats. Mary Valls and Donovan Williams. I'm not counting Donovan Williams as a lose seat because they win by 12 votes, and I think it's going to go to the court. However, I know what I'm going to say is they didn't lose the seat by losing the seat. They lose the seat by everybody in Televille get $8,000 to vote yesterday. And
well, ma'am, I don't know that, you know.
no, I'm telling you that.
But you are in America, ma'am. How could you know that?
Don't worry about it. I'm telling you that. Everybody gets $8,000.
No, ma'am. And you know, ma'am, when you say everybody, that's where you are wrong because it can't be every.
Most people get $8,000 to vote.
Again, ma'am, that is an allegation that I cannot verify, and I don't think you should make it here.
Okay.
I cannot. I don't know that.
Anyway, you say all this thing about people getting things to vote and this and that. Never. I don't even buy into those arguments no more, neighbor.
Right.
Whether if PNP want to give a man 100,000 to vote, neighbor, I don't see, I don't have a big issue. I don't have nothing wrong with nobody. Because neighbor, it is hard to determine if it's by a man or by a vote. Or help a man personally in his life.
Sir, but I don't see how you can stay. You can stay in America and know all of this. You may hear a couple of things, but you can't say that most people. Most people means what? That's not right. Money running at the election. I know that. Then you can say money run, and money run on both sides. But the extent of most people got 8,000, and you were able to pin it down to $8,000, ma'am. You know even the amount you get. I don't know that is fair.
I expect resources to be mobilized, neighbor, to get Turks to move from point A to point B. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying, neighbor. It's an election, neighbor. Some politicking has to be involved. And if the PNP politicking and come out victorious, and that seat down there in Central Kingston that will lose by 12, oh gosh, neighbor. Neighbor, we forgot a special program where we just do some look, you know?
Analyzing these seats, yeah?
Yeah, some postmortem on these seats, neighbor, because I'm telling you, neighbor, Central Kingston.
Yes. Do you think that there is enough spoiled ballot there, Scratchy, to turn this around this morning?
I'm waiting on that information. I'm in dialogue with someone. I was speaking to a comrade who's very, very close with the campaign, and he's basically like the assistant campaign manager to Mr. McGregor. I was speaking to that person this morning, and that person didn't sound too confident if it should go to the courts.
By the way, let me just say this up front. If the Labour Party did not run money on the ground this morning, it would be an orange wave. So
yeah, but that's why I don't buy them with this argument about PNP buy vote, neighbor. Why kind of vote?
and let me tell you something. It says a lot about the people rather than the politicians themselves. Okay? Because if you give a man money, he might be take it.
Yeah, but
yesterday, yeah.
My constituency is strong Labour, neighbor. When I pull up on people want money for move same way, neighbor.
In a West Kingston. Yeah. Yeah, let's be fair, guys. Let me speak.
So if the party, this thing about money thing
didn't run money on the ground yesterday, it would be a blue, it would be a orange.
All politics are transactional. All politics are transactional. All politics.
Yeah.
Transactional when it comes to politics. If you give me 100 chicken, I'm going to vote for you. I steal money you give me.
Yeah.
If you give me 2 bags of fertilizer, I'm going to vote for you. I steal money you give me.
Yeah, money run. Money run.
Money every run.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, sir, this is part of the politics. And you know, Scratchy, it's not a Jamaica thing, you know. It happens everywhere in the world.
Yeah, but everywhere we weird in Canada election here, everybody know when you hear one candidate get 150 million, when do we 150 million a day?
Yeah. Tahira, good morning.
Neighbor, as it was set in stone, my MP has won his 3rd term.
one and
Who's
only
that?
D.Y. Clark. No
Oh,
doubt there. I had no doubt, neighbor.
uh-huh.
I
Proud of
think
him.
my
Proud of him. Proud
huh?
of him. He has made that into a strong Labour Party seat. Proud of
You
him.
see, I think that Chopper needs to go and give his expertise island-wide now as a campaign manager because, neighbor, my team understand groundwork and I wish that other MPs went out of their way to numbers. Chopper always says that politics is a numbers game.
Uh-huh.
And if you don't have the numbers, so help you, you're not going to win. And
Yes.
I think a lot of these MPs got too comfortable. Oh, the people love them. You see motorcade, neighbor, and this one bag of people coming. You see, if you don't have those numbers, that not make no sense.
You know, ma'am, hold on. I have said my theory is that you win an election after you win the election. You see, today, the work start. You want to win in 2030? Start working this morning. You know what I was disappointed about, though? This seat here, Scratchy. This seat here, Scratchy. Scratchy?
Scratchy.
Neighbor, yes, I'm here now.
This one makes me very, very disappointed.
All right, just with this seat, neighbor, at all time, neighbor, I was giving Michael Phillips the edge at all time, neighbor. We spoke about this seat privately.
Yeah.
In private conversation, we spoke about this seat, neighbor. Michael Phillips always at the edge, neighbor. I am telling the neighbor, these are PNP bastions. I tell you that, yes, it's going to look like JLP gain traction, but come election day, neighbor, that traction is going to be eliminated.
That's just how the people try to hype you up and make you feel as if to say everything.
Exactly, neighbor.
Some of the man out, you know.
That's what I also third persons with Vassal. Remember, we are on here in person, we were saying Vassal will go win, and I was saying, listen, you know, Vassal is going to gain the traction, but come election day, he's not going to pull over the line.
Scratchy, what they don't understand, you know, Scratchy. I know people that get help from both sides, but that not means that you may help you help me, I go vote for you.
Exactly.
So that is what they did. And you said Nikisha. Nikisha is from the constituency. She has so many family members down there, her history down there. So I was scared from the jump. That's the only seat in sentence I was worried about. But the fact that Homa and her even so kind of close shocked me because he's a good MP, but as I say, he's not young and his team was not as organized as, for say, my team.
If you want to know,
the organization on the ground.
Look at your screen. Huh? Look at your screen. 3,055 people said we will stay with Fitz Jackson. Scratchy? Oh.
Neighbor, I tell you, neighbor, these are bastions for the People's National Party, neighbor. For Jamaica Labour Party to ever win these seats, neighbor, it has to be some from an ethnic cleansing, neighbor. It has to be a total removal of these people who live there and bring new people there. These persons are bastions.
Yeah. Ethnic cleansing is a strong language. No,
it's very strong. Yeah, too strong of a word. Yeah.
Neighbor, I just think that we lost some seats because of our organization. A lot of they weren't organized because when we hear happening some seats throughout the day, neighbor, and I'm saying what? Like people want to go vote. Who some old people. Me here, the other side I run go for them early in the morning. JLP I go for them 10 a.m. 10 a.m. too late, neighbor. Then the old people, the neighbor, you have to go for them from about 7 o'clock, neighbor. Because if you not go for them 7 o'clock, PNP snatch them for you by 7:30.
Old people like vote early.
They don't understand those, neighbor. I felt like comfort is a promise to a fool, and that is what made the JLP lose so many seats. And Marie worked so hard, but I think she was comfortable that the people would reward her hard work. And these people, neighbor, do not care about hard work. And I keep on telling people that you could have worked till morning come, neighbor. These people do not care about hard work. Them care about about greasing them palm. Them care about the flashy dashes. So cartel lawyer versus you have to work harder because some of them just vote because cartel lawyer or him help cartel get free or him can help them as a lawyer when them need to get free. So I believe that Anne-Marie was too comfortable saying, oh, I am working. You could have work. The people them not see that. Them not care about that neighbor. And that is what people who am work but he's not on the ground. When people say Andre go win Malawi, me tell them no, you know, and them don't understand. You see, the uptown people in Mobile didn't want Andre to win. So Andre could win. Westgate people them now want Andre win, so Andre could win. It's just like that. So certain seats, people, their underlying factors and other seats, you have to work till they're dead, but not yesterday. Yesterday proved to me, say, you have to grease some palm neighbor. You have to grease those palms because that is what people want. And if you give 5 grand and you see your enemy or your opponent I give 10, you have to give 20 neighbor. I say you have to do it. I know yesterday vote start by. And that is where jail. I know yesterday, sorry neighbor, or I know yesterday little gratuity was given neighbor. And from way back it start give. So what them they need to do a pick up on it and say, boy, somebody tell them, say somebody give them 5, me I go give them 20. At that win, yes, at that make PNP will come up see.
Tyra, to be fair, they can't give everybody, you know. They can't give everybody, and this is where I think the election is so much of the candidates lose at the time. Some of these candidates, neighbor, it's people, I'm telling about Jamaica people, neighbor. Some of these candidates they believe that through them have a friend, neighbor, and them friend go university, and them friend have a degree in a certain thing. All right, you are my campaign manager. That don't make you a campaign manager. Campaign manager, neighbor, is persons who know about the ground, persons who know how the criminals and can of the constituency run.
But Scratchy, you see Chopper, that is the exact thing. You see Chopper is teach me this. You see numbers and how you talk to people and being able to pull out people out of them your neighbor. And so you find people for campaign with you as a campaign manager. You're not gonna take somebody because them you know
them right.
Exactly. Because Malawi have a man named Tyrone neighbor. You see Tyrone is not a politician, you know. Tyrone is a man who understand politics, if you get what me I say, Scratchy. Him know how to find the people them. So he might not be, I'm a political science, this or that, but him know how to get the people them to come vote.
I think that's where the ball dropped yesterday, neighbor. A lot of the campaign managers, they don't understand nothing about election. They just come with them brain and then with nothing. And as candidates, neighbor, you have to know your ground. You cannot rule a campaign in a constituency where you have a high population of seniors, and every time you go up on a political platform, you're on a young people time. One to the people that face 18 years out of PNP, who was labor right from 1980. As seniors them now, you know. You don't feel like them need to be feel appreciated in that party too. Neighbor, you notice that your PNP campaign about young people. Neighbor, we have to be careful what we are doing. We are pushing away our seniors, our dieted people who stand up and fight for it. And then we are pushing for some ungrateful young people.
Let's hear from Prezi. Good morning, Prezi.
Good morning, panel. I want to jump in real quick because I have to leave. But 2 things. Labor rights, let us celebrate this victory. I am a little bit irked because we are washing too much laundry too soon, one, and it is as if the Labour Party has not won resoundingly. Mind you, we have 2 victories to celebrate. The incumbent Prime Minister has retired 3 PNP presidents, never done by a Labour Party leader. He has won 3 consecutive elections on hard performing work. They campaigned solely on Mr. Holness and even his wife, but he carried the Labour Party on his back. I want to admit that I believe his coattail had been rolled up and missing, but he released it in the last few months and it surprised me very much. His coattail is very present and actively working. Andrew Michael Holness has proven to be the best leader, and I'm a Siaga Labourite. Guys, I'm on a work site, so sorry for the noise. And I'm a Siaga Labourite. So that is what we have to celebrate, one. Two, we won resoundingly. Do not listen to the PNP rhetoric. The Labour Party fought for some seats that are PNP bastions. If you know politics and you do the numbers, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. Elizabeth, Trelawney, places like those are PNP bastions. The PNP's base did not come out in 2020. And I've said that on this live over and over, neighbor. They came out this time because by a master stroke, that is the only congratulations I will say to Dayton Campbell of the PNP. He sold Mark Golding to the PNP. And so the base came out for the PNP and they voted. In seats like Westmoreland, though, if you have been tracking the politics and doing the numbers, you know the PNP numbers. They are there. So once they get out their base, it is very hard for the Labour Party to win. But we have been making inroads greatly and we applaud the workers, we applaud the candidates. Now to speak of some of the issues we had, it's been spoken about widely, so I'll talk about it. Some candidates need to clean up. One, constituency office. Two, their workers. As Scratchy said and Tahira, many of the workers who work around the MPs are not people-centered. They don't know how to speak to people. They are alienating a lot of the, when we say traditional Labour right voters. We cannot depend on just the youth vote. The PNP understand this in politics. Your base is where you start. You have to please your base. This government, though, has worked, and the Jamaican people have seen that, and they have rewarded the government. Celebrate Labour rights. Let us use today to celebrate and to congratulate the Prime Minister and the Labour Party for a work well done. Let me tell you this. The Labour Party fought against traditional media. They fought against social media because the PNP social media came out full force with propaganda, lies, misinformation, innuendos, and outright dirty politics. We fought against the institutions that the PNP had for years infiltrated and placed their people in key positions. We fought against the IC. We fought against the music industry. We see the power of Vybz Kartel. I hear some people saying that had no influence in Portland. Lies. Vybz Kartel supported the PNP, Beanie Man, Bounty Killer, Buju, and many other. Popcorn had much influence in Michelle Charles' seat and Nikisha Burchell's seat. He campaigned heavily in those two seats. So don't tell me that there was no influence of him there. So Chronic Law, who helped us in 2020 with government badness, one of the biggest songs of the election, we fought hard Labour rights and we deserve to celebrate. The things we are washing now, we could wash them even next week. And even some things should be washed in private. We should be celebrating today. Do not let the PNP control the narrative. This is what they have always done, and we cannot afford for them start. Because fourth term campaigning and fourth term work, as when neighbor say just a few minutes ago, starts today. Because the PNP are now fortified with 29 seats. They're going to come out dark, cat, rat, mother, father, everybody fighting next election. It is not going to be a walkover.
Hey, them this the prime minister, you know, yo, yesterday I saw he went to a constituency and the PMP, I hear one lady I tell him what he forgot to do to his mother and I'm like seriously.
So the politics is they do it to Mark Golden yesterday too.
It's just the politics.
It's just the politics.
That's what I'm saying. If we understand the politics,
problem. We're respecting the leaders of the other side. I don't like it. I don't like it.
But it is what it is. It's the nature of our politics.
They give honestly, yes, they run Mark, but then them deal with Andrew, they didn't deal, the Labour right them didn't deal with Mark. Because even when one of the guys run off, he was laughing. But the woman them right there in front of the Prime Minister. You know, normally you cuss behind them back and you know.
No, that's the politics.
I'm like,
we can't expect both everybody to be like me and you. Me not go. Yeah, give you your respect. Me I go give you your respect. You're the leader of opposition. You're the Prime Minister of Jamaica.
Exactly.
Other people are not going to do it. So,
and that is what the Prime Minister is trying to do. He's trying to move away from the war and the fighting and the this. What Daz did to Andrew Ade? You think he could have do that with Siaga? You think he could have dare try that with Siaga Black Road?
Why not block the road? I mean, not block the road. Not block the road. The Prime Minister saying just...
What we are saying is what we have seen in Andrew, and that's why the Labour Party has solidified this third term. There are voters that are, and I keep on telling die-hearted voters this also. We have people who, they might be PMP leading or undecided as we call them. They watch the Prime Minister and they support him because of his statesmanship and the class with which he campaigned. People are watching. So even though with DS we know say yes, there are some things that we can't do what the PMP do.
And you know what I like too, Kenisha? Is like a lot of people are more educated with a lot of stuff because they nasty his reputation. But a lot of people just didn't really believe. People do their research, you know, and like, you know, people do their research and look into things and people actually sit down and think about what they're saying. You understand? Because if everybody did really believe the lies, it would have been worse. Yes, last night I see this man coming. Oh, I want to retract a lie that I said Andrew didn't take his pay. But he's been saying he didn't. You just know after the election, no, you want to say he didn't take it? You didn't do your research all this time? You understand what I'm saying? You see, if I did me and Andrew know the election done, I will be sending out lawsuit like this.
It not make no sense, Tamika, but this is what
God who he is.
The Jamaican people are watching, and even though they campaign heavily on the leader, he has prevailed.
Yeah, thank God.
The Jamaican people just naturally love him because if you're watching when Andrew is campaigning, even the PMP love him, and I just the truth, and that is because of how he has carried himself and how he operates.
It's really God really did it, because I'm telling you, God really see that if you know God really did this for us. I'm telling you, God really
guys,
did it. Thank God.
Let's see if we can talk to Solid Music now. Solid, good morning, sir.
Good morning, panel.
Good morning, how are you? Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with Scratchy, you know, because I was on the ground. I did go up on the campaign.
But hold on, Solid. By the way, Prezi?
Yes, neighbor.
Yeah, Prezi, I agree that the sentiments may be mixed, but you know, after every battle, it is part of therapy to allow people to express how they are feeling. It is their feelings. And I don't think we can necessarily restrict people's emotions at this time. we can guide those emotions, but there are emotional expressions that will have to be heard over the law, and that's why I came on this morning, because people want to get what is on their mind off, because I think it helps in the healing. I don't think it is washing dirty laundry. I think
it does help.
It is part of how they want to connect. They want to get their feet back on the ground. They want to just to say how
I wasn't speaking in terms of the dirty laundry here, but I've been scrolling the media since last night, and as I said, my issue with the labor rights is as if we are not celebrating. You understand? And I don't have any problems.
President, a win for the Labour Party would be a decimating of the PNP, and that's what Labour rights wanted.
And this is what I'm saying to Labour rights, that we have to view the politics in context. We keep on viewing the politics from 2020, which was an anomaly. It was something based on the COVID.
To be fair, the listeners across Jamaica, Labour rights were led to believe that this would have been a bigger victory. They were expecting it. They were told that this was going to happen. It hasn't happened.
Listen, I think a lot of the supporters of the Labour Party, myself included, but I know that was just a campaign tactic, and I can say that no, we had to encourage Labour rights then. Let me put it that way. But I knew, I can say this openly now, based on our internal poll, neighbor, we had 35 to 36 seats winning. That was the actual number. I would have, on my platform when I was on live and on other platforms, boasted of 44 though. As you said though, that's what I think.
Hold on. Let me correct something. I never Scratchy.
Yes, neighbor.
Listener is saying that I said JLP was going to get 553 seats.
No, neighbor. I can't vote for you. You didn't make any pronouncement of that at no point in time.
No point in time, sir. I never made a prediction of this election.
No point in time you didn't say that.
False. Go ahead, Prezi.
So what I'm saying is, if you are a political person in terms of numbers, I hear Tahira talk about Chopper over and over with the numbers. If you are doing the numbers and if you knew about the internal polls, we knew it was going to be a very close election and it was going to go down to the very wire. That is why the leader campaigned so heavily even in the last part of the election. So we understood the numbers, but as I said, you have to encourage the voters widely and in certain seats that we would have hoped that they would have come home, but based on the history, neighbor. So if, for example, in Westmoreland, if you know the political history of Westmoreland, it is a bastion of the PNP. Tova, I must commend, and Rhoda, because those are also bastion PNP seats, but they brought them home. So I'm just saying to Labour rights, I understand how you feel. You expected a bigger victory, but objectively, we did very well, neighbor. And we must celebrate and congratulate the Labour Party, its MPs, its candidates, and its workers.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prezi. Go ahead, Salid.
Yeah, morning again.
Please remember to tap the screen as you join, and we always have a live gift on there. If you can send a couple of roses, a lion, whatever, you send it. Okay, please. This is how we keep going. All right. So please keep the live going. Send some roses. As a matter of fact, you know what, listeners, you can't just be here and we're not getting any gifts, man. I'm going to take a break here, and we try and see if we can achieve this live goal here. I need to go and get some. Give me a second. Give me a second. Brighter days are coming. Brighter days.
Don't want you to look on my face. No.
Don't want to look on my face. We're here this morning with you, the morning after the big night of September 3rd. And the big news today is that the Labour Party, they have triumphed. They won the elections last night with 34 seats to the People's National Party 29. Supporters of the party are here from both sides, and they're sharing their feelings with us this morning. We continue to hang on with you for a little bit longer. Yes, Salad, you were with us. Go ahead, sir. Thank you for the roses. Thank you, Tamika 1. Thank you so much, Elevate. Go ahead. Go ahead, Salid.
Yeah, as my dad said, I agree with Strategy. You see, the JLP marketing team did a wonderful job. Into the social media warrior, them, the JLP, them debunk all heap of the propaganda because
thank you.
I don't want the people them underestimate the propaganda machine of the PNP. You know. It trickle right down to the ground because you see the common man with the on the ground whenever I read, we just get the snippets of information, then latch on to them snippets of information and believe everything about But they're in South Manchester. They're in South Manchester and we go up on the campaign with Ian 2 times. And let's say you see the people them manage the campaign on the ground. Them not organized enough, and as little pressure take them say, boy, under pressure, you can't concentrate, you can't please, you can't have people in them position they open them to mobilize people. That's why Ian did the election. Because there was no PNP.
Barely hearing you though, sir.
It look like somebody might give me a feedback.
Yeah, it's terrible. Go ahead. We'll try and see if we can bear with it. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, hear me now?
Yeah, better.
Yeah, man. Somebody might do what give me a feedback. May I say, on the ground, you have some the tell a person mute them mic. Right, I give you a feedback.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Annie Banks. May I say on the ground, the person them where I manage the campaign because let me tell them I go up on Ian Ives campaign 2 times. And the 2 times I go up on the campaign, I carry some people. Them not provide no refreshment for the people, them and all of them something. Me have to spend my money to take care of the people. Them people run up in my car, mash up the back of my car, I'll know me not get no money. So enough of the people them I go up on the campaign disgruntled. And because them not have somebody where at the we should answer now, where I manage the campaign on the ground. Them not organized. Them just free flowing and make your tell a person mute in mind to make yeah, so them not organized neighbor. And this is why them lose the election. Cannot make your PMP go up on the campaign with me. We would have switched to Labour, right? And just told them treat them. The man said, no, sir. Me not stay over here, so because PMP treat we better. When we go on PMP campaign, we get this, we get that. We not drive up and down 3-4 hours without a buckle of water. All of them look at something. So the PMP spend more money on the ground as according to what we see in South Manchester. Them treat the people them better. And they were more organized. And that's why in South Manchester, I think Ian Ives lost the election. Because they never mobilized enough. And you see, if you don't have that people person, something there with people where you need to come vote for you, you're not going to win because people not going to gravitate to you. Because I see enough people go to the office and the people them have to deal with. The people them deal with the people them away. You see what I say? So them turn off all the people, all the potential vote for them wouldn't get. You see it? And that's why I say I have to agree with Scratchy because the marketing team did a wonderful job. We hear the JLP thing everywhere. You know what I mean? You create the excitement in the ear. People want to go vote, but at the end of the day, the people them on the ground want to mobilize the people them. They feel miserable. And it shows in the election.
Well, thanks for that perspective, sir.
Yeah.
Great. Dalbert? Dalbert? Oh, not Dalbert is not there. All right, let's see if we can find some other people. Inspiration. Inspiration, I see you. Nahima? Nahima?
Yeah.
Good morning. How are you doing? Hello? Hello?
Hi, neighbor. It's
Morning.
Inspiration here.
Yes.
Yes, neighbor. It was a victory. It was a win. I knew it would have been close. I think it was the hardest fought election that the country has ever seen, given the different innuendos, the scandals, the maligning of characters, and all that, the character assassination, I should say. But we'll take the victory. I knew there would be some disappointment. And as Scratchy says, elections are contractual these days. It might not come by ways of personal gifts, but it might come in a collective way. We've seen it here in Canada as well, where a community might get certain projects that they're happy about. There's always something that you have to keep. As I would say, if the people on the ground and these elected officials, it tells me how much they know their constituency. They've got to be able to read the room and know what's going on in the various parts of the constituency. Because for as the leader says, what might be prosperity for you is not prosperity for me. And so we'd have to meet the needs of their neighborhoods, know what makes them gravitate towards you and giving you that extra hump. So, it's a matter of, I think, as I saw the campaign, and this is what I see here, the Prime Minister was like a quarterback. He took the team on his back. Had it not be for him, I don't think the party would be standing today, because there was a lot of people who did not show up in their riding or in their constituencies. There's no doubt about it. Or they didn't have enough time to spend with the people. And so, like a Dayton Campbell said, that the campaign starts now, going into the next election when it's called. And if they don't embrace that mindset, I think they're going to be a lot of falling out. So we take the victory. It was a tough one, but the message is sent that there's work to be done. And it's not about where people vote on policies, but people vote on what they can get. And they have to look deep into how they organize, structure, and it might not be a lot of things, because Mama P said one time, you give somebody little food or little stuff and they'll remember it for a long time. Sometimes it's a little things. It's a refreshment that probably needed to be on the campaign trail. It could be somebody saying, hey, we're providing this for you. Something. We just don't take people for granted. And I think that makes the difference in the election and from a grassroots level. That's what I think. But the victory, we'll take it. Democracy is alive, and the people have spoken. They need to read into it, and they need to fix this. Once again, as the Prime Minister says, the country has won. So you have to look at it like that. So, it was a hard fought election. The most toughest election And had it not been for the Prime Minister, we wouldn't be where we're at today. I can tell
Well,
you
sir,
that.
thank you for the thoughts. You hear?
You know,
Yes.
good day, good morning.
Good day, hi, Philippians.
You know, I'm a blogger here, and I mash down a lot of the propaganda. I've been doing so for some time now, and my campaign starts because I'll be going through the JLP manifesto, and I would still encourage persons to go and read the record achievement book because they act as if the Jamaica Labour Party has not done anything. Some of the people in the comments, and also about the hold on, yeah, she may go ahead. They can send her. As it relates to the issue with refreshment on campaign and such, I always ask people, even on the lives, you can contribute, you know. You don't even have to give these people your money, you know. You can pay one wholesale, buy a case of water, case of juice or whatever, and you help, right? This is one of the way you